Hi Aquarius, welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you sharing your energy with me. Be sure and follow on TikTok and YouTube for me so I can grow my collectives. If you are new, I'm going to pull a traditional Celtic cross spread. Whatever message comes out is the one that you need to hear. I've set that intention with Spirit. I did bring out the Wisdom of the Oracle to get a couple of Oracle cards. We'll get an overall feel for the energy, and then we will dive into the tarot reading. So I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Chop wood and mending. Interesting. So chop wood is kind of like that mundane, like what I consider boring tasks. I'm a Sagittarius sun, so I like to have fun. I don't like to do the little things, but they are very important to get done. Okay, number 42, being grounded in everyday experience, humility. There are times when the big dream is meant to lie dormant in your consciousness so that you can pay attention to the simple chores in your life. Consider why pruning a tree is the forerunner of delighting in the beautiful blooms when it is in full blossom. The mundane act of pulling off dead leaves, watering the soil, and then leaving it to be and let nature take its course is an important step in manifestation. Taking your attention away from your goal brings you into a state of receptivity. This is a deeper purpose for releasing attachment. When you engage in everyday tasks in a meditative, contemplative way, you clear your energy and you receive your aha moments, which brings you even closer to what you seek. I love that. Yeah, so kind of just detach and focus on what you can control and try not to focus on what it is that you're trying to bring into fruition. Sometimes it's kind of, that card reminds me of kind of like the Empress energy, where you just kind of focus on receiving, but yet you're still doing those small tasks. You know, the Empress doesn't just sit back and do nothing. She does do small tasks, but she's open to receive. That is a very feminine energy. And you don't have to be a woman, you can still be a man. It's not gender, it's energy. So then we have number 52, which is mending. Forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. Each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integrating, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal: the pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. Set yourself free. So maybe that's part of the chop wood. You know, you have to go through these lessons. You have to heal. You have to focus your thoughts and meditate and do those small steps, the little things that you want in order to heal a wound. So this could be about, you know, healing inner child wounds, because there are two children here. They look like children to me anyway. But they have like the little fairy wings. It just makes me think of like, you know, children playing pretend. But whatever that is for you, we'll get into the tarot and get some more answers. But I feel like this is just kind of you doing what needs to be done in order to kind of heal from something that has happened. And they always say, you know, forgive for yourself so that you can release it. Don't forgive them for them. Forgive them for yourself, because otherwise they're living rent free in your mind, and that's not helping you at all. Forgive them for yourself's sake and move on. Sometimes that's all you can do. Let's see. So we have the Knight of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, Nine of Cups, King of Cups, Two of Wands, Seven of Cups. The Sun card is your ultimate outcome. I freaking love it. And then you have the Six of Swords. So yeah, you're definitely moving to some calmer waters here. You could have had an ending of a relationship, there's an ending of something here, because you're moving on to this more, these choppy waters are being left behind, and you're moving on to this calm water and leaving something behind, accepting lessons. So I feel like this was a lesson that you are learning, that you need to just kind of work through things and do what you need to do in order to heal. You have to put in that work, unfortunately, that chop wood, those tasks, in order to accept a lesson. But you're definitely moving on. You're accepting a lesson and moving on. So the situation is the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is about like your, so it's the Sagittarius card. It's all about fire. But this is about like your passions. He's very ambitious, very passionate, very outgoing, free-spirited. It also has a lot to do with like confidence. Like he's just very passionate and confident and like goes after what he wants, right? So the blockage here is the Three of Pentacles. This is about teamwork and collaborations. It's also about being seen. So I think maybe you are not pursuing your passions because you're afraid of being seen, for whatever reason that is. Maybe you're afraid of people seeing what it is that you do, or maybe you're just afraid of being seen for who you really are. But there's some sort of fear around being seen here. So that's your blockage anyway. You're not going after what you're passionate about because you're afraid of being seen for some reason. Maybe you're afraid of working with others after being hurt. You're afraid of collaborating. Maybe this mending was, some sort of like work relationship or work group that was very toxic, and you're mending from that, and you're afraid to trust others. And that could differ for each of you. It could be one of you is afraid to be seen, and others of you are afraid to work with others. So the root of this, though, the reason for this is a passionate new beginning here. So I feel like there is a passionate new beginning coming, or there was one that came in, or there's one that wants to be had. You want to go after these passions. You want to have this new beginning, but for whatever reason, you're holding yourself back, or you're letting others hold you back. Maybe this is like a friend group or work group, and it's holding you back. I just feel like it has something to do with your work being seen. You're afraid for your work to be seen, but you do want this passionate new beginning. So in the recent past, I feel like there was a stable offer made here. So the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. Pentacles are very grounded, loyal, earth energy. Pentacles are earth energy. But this is very grounded, very loyal, but it's also about stability, building from a stable foundation. And I feel like that's what that chop wood is like. When he is, focused on these little tasks at hand, focused on the things that need to be done, the meticulous things that need to be done in order to build a solid foundation. The things you don't want to do, and it does slow you down and it does take time, but it's so you can build from a solid foundation here. So he is very hardworking, patient, slow and steady wins the race with him. He would be a tortoise. So your higher self, your subconscious, you definitely have some limiting beliefs here. And I feel like that's in regards to your work or whatever it is that has to do with you being seen. This work and this opportunity for work. I feel like you were given this stable offer and you want to take this passionate new beginning, but for whatever reason, you're kind of, again, holding yourself back, limiting beliefs. That could be a mindset. Maybe the person that you're mending from, the situation you're mending from, kind of put you in a negative mindset. Maybe it was just a really toxic place to be. Maybe they kind of put you down and made you feel like you weren't good enough or like you couldn't do this. But I see you coming out of that, because in the near future, you have the Nine of Cups, and this is a wish fulfillment. So you have a wish fulfillment coming in here. And, it's about a blessing that comes in your life, some type of achievement or a goal. When you have the 10 of Cups, it's like happy family, money. It's, the family on the card. With this one, it's just this singular person sitting here. So I feel like this is something you've called in for yourself. And it's your wish fulfillment and something that you have been trying to call in, like blessings in your life, abundance, love, money, whatever that is for you. You've been trying to call in this wish fulfillment, and it is coming in soon. So your advice from Spirit is the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I feel like Spirit is telling you to embody this King of Cups energy. So he is a leader. He is the feminine masculine king. So he is very intuitive. He's very creative. He's in touch with his emotions. So he is very head and heart balanced. I feel like Spirit just wants you to remain emotionally balanced and kind of step into, more of this leadership type of energy and, just have that compassion for others, but also step into a leader energy. In your environment, the influence here is the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is about partnerships. It is about making plans and kind of taking those next steps. So you see he's got these two wands here, and wands are the twos are about balance. Wands are about action. So I feel like this is you, right now the influence here is taking those next steps and focusing on some type of plan you want in order to go towards this passionate new beginning. I feel like you kind of need to plan and take those first small steps that chop wood. Take those little small steps towards whatever it is that this wish fulfillment is for you. Because he has this globe in his hand. Like he has the whole world at his fingertips. You have the whole world at your fingertips. This, whatever this passionate new beginning is, you're holding this in your hand here. Spirit is giving this to you, but you need to plan and take the steps towards it in order to bring it into fruition. So your hopes and fears, we have the Seven of Cups. So this is about choices. This is about options. I feel like you're wanting lots of options and choices here, but it's also about disillusionment. So you can kind of see the fog amongst the cups here. You could be a little confused and unable to make a decision here. And again, with this not wanting to be seen or not wanting to work with others, there could be, this inability to make a decision. But the ultimate outcome here is the Sun card. Like this is ultimate happiness. This is growth, progress, success, abundance. I always look at the child on this card. This is like your inner happiness, your inner child, that childlike energy. What makes you happy? That is the overall outcome with the situation. So it is a wish fulfillment, and it is going to make you very, very happy. And again, that could be different for each of you, but I feel like this has something to do with your work or mending from a lesson. And it's when you can move to calmer waters and you can accept a lesson, it opens you up to receive new. So when you're kind of sitting in an old cycle or an old mindset, these limiting beliefs, you're holding yourself back from moving on into something new. So I feel like you just need to focus on the small tasks at hand, chop the wood, don't sit in a negative headspace, and kind of move into whatever this wish fulfillment is for you. So what do they not see coming here, Spirit? What does Aquarius not see coming? So we have the Seven of Wands. Six of Cups. And the Four of Swords. Awesome. Lots of healing. I feel like you've stood up for yourself and your beliefs. You've been defending yourself. And you're moving into this joy and this healing energy. So this is about defending your beliefs, standing up for yourself here. And I feel like you've done that. You stood up for yourself and what makes you happy and what makes you joyful. And I feel like you need some rest. So maybe like meditate, kind of clear your head a little bit. Definitely healing, because these two cards are cards of healing. It could be, again, healing that inner child. I don't know. That's standing out to me because I pointed it out on the Sun card. Maybe there's some inner child healing that you need to do, and that's the mending and the chop wood that you need to do. You just need to do some heart healing work, maybe some chakra work, but Yeah, I definitely feel like you are defending yourself, standing up for yourself, and you're kind of healing from whatever that was, that mending, whatever it was that put you in that negative mind state. I feel like you're healing from that for sure. So, what do they need to focus on, Spirit? Aquarius, actions and advice. The moon. Overcome your fears. Again, like this fear of being seen. What is that because you're afraid? Like, is that because of like if this was an inner child, like, you know, if you're mending like mother, father wounds, inner child wounds, that can definitely put you in a limiting belief. Like you're not good enough. You're not good enough to be seen. You're afraid to be seen. And you're afraid to step into this passionate new beginning because maybe you're afraid to be seen in relationships. Maybe you're afraid to be seen at work. You know, maybe you're going to be seen in your work, and that's your wish fulfillment. Whatever that negative belief was for you, I feel like that comes from some type of inner child or some type of relationship, either with parents, guardians, or family members, or friend group, work groups. It's kind of put you in a negative mindset, and it's made you kind of not believe in yourself. I feel like you just need that confidence. So, yeah, Spirit is telling you to get over the fear. You know, don't sit in this fear mindset. Take some action and move forward here and heal your heart. So there was definitely like some pain here. Mending. This is all about healing. Again, you've gotten 3 cards of healing, meditation. Move forward in your healing and take action on that healing, but definitely don't sit in that that fear, and trust your intuition and guidance on this. But yeah, Spirit's just telling you to move forward. You know, release the fears and move forward with this and heal your heart, because you have a wish fulfillment coming in here, Aquarius. So, and you got the Sun card. I mean, that's like the best card in the deck. You can't get any better than that. And that's your overall outcome, your potential outcome. If you release these negative beliefs and stand up for yourself and, you know, stop letting those old wounds hold you back, you know, because hurt people hurt people. People say things to you that they project and it's not true. So, but that can leave very deep wounds. So, you know, just work on healing those wounds and move forward, because you've got an awesome, awesome beginning coming in here. Wish fulfillment. So I hope this can bring you some clarity, Aquarius, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.